Hello, my name's Gavin. This is Genre Books. It's Tuesday, it's Tag Tuesday. It is Christmas Eve. It is the last of the seasonal tags. This is the Winter Essentials tag. This tag was created by Taylor Reeds and I was tagged by Pat at Book Chat with Pat. There are a lot of prompts. Hopefully I've got answers for all of them. Prompt number 1. Crackling fire. Who is your favourite cold character who warms up towards the end? I've cited this book on a few tags this year, so let's do it once more. A Princess of Mars, John Carter, and I'm choosing Tars Tarkas. He is a green Martian man who, very unlike humanoids, and portrayed initially as a savage, barbaric leader, but one who significantly changes over the book and becomes a firm friend of John Carter, a brother in arms, an ally and a fellow fighter. And this is a relationship that carries on throughout the Barsoom books. But in that first book, we think he's going to be the main antagonist, and he absolutely isn't. Prompt number 2. Snowflakes. What is a book full of unique characters? I'm going to go science fiction again. I'm going to go early science fiction again, and a classic science fiction series, the Lensman series, which I've not quite completed, but I'm getting very close. Doc Smith's world or universe expands throughout the books. In the first couple of books, maybe we won't spend a lot of time with the more unique characters, but as the Lensmen grow as an organisation, they take on members from many different planets. And I think the Lensman series is one of the first science fiction series, and quite a standout in pulp, by showing aliens who are nice, who are allies and not antagonists. And they do come in all shapes and sizes. We have one which is a dragon, pretty much. We have one where he seems to be in a robot's body, or very dense body, and can't see but has perfect senses and can find his way around. There aren't many female characters, it must be admitted, but of all the alien races, they've all got their own characteristics, some of them drawn in fairly broad brushstrokes, but just such an engaging sort of crew of people that really do give you that Star Wars universe feel 40 odd years before Star Wars. Prompt number 3. Gingerbread family. Which fictional family would you want to be part of? One of the books I read this year as one of my tote bag of mild peril picks, so a random pick from my shelves, was Umberto Eco's The Mysterious Flame of Queen Loana. Our character has lost his memory and is finding his family, and is finding not only the family he currently has, but also the family of his past as well, across 400 pages of exploration. I did think a lot about the criteria I'd apply to this prompt, because there are plenty of books where you read about a clique of people, a group of people, a found family, or just indeed a real family, where you'd love to be part of that crew, but actually seeing yourself in it, I don't see myself. Any action or science fiction book, well, I would be hopeless in that kind of situation. Fantasy, quest parties, I would be terrible. Our character in The Mysterious Flame of Queen Loana is A bookseller. I could see myself doing that. It's an Italian family, so he eats very well. I'd like that as well. Maybe this is a poverty of ambition, but I think it's a very comfortable, nice position to be in. Prompt number 4. Blizzard. What is a book that had you confused the whole time? It's been a number of years since I read it. I would love to read it again. I can't imagine it would make an awful lot more narrative sense to me. But Richard Brautigan, Trout Fishing in America. It's a novella, or is it a poem? Is it a collection of anecdotes? I'm not entirely sure, and I'm misremembering most of it, I should imagine. Trout Fishing in America is the title of the book. It's also a character in the book. It's a hotel in the book, and it's a pastime. So you can see where the confusion starts. I would recommend Brautigan. He's off the wall, great fun. Trout Fishing in America, I can't promise answers, but I can promise some entertaining questions. Prompt number 5. Gift giving. What is the last book that was gifted to you? Well, I will probably have mentioned this on my Sunday video, which I've not yet recorded. But Pat, Book Chats with Pat, sent me the Science Fiction Hall of Fame. Volume 1, 1929 to 1964, 26 stories, edited by Robert Silverberg. This is a proper treasury of, well, certainly some of the most famous writers in science fiction from the mid-20th century. And I think a group of some of the most famous short science fiction stories as well. This is a great gift. Thank you, Pat. As I said, this video is going out on Christmas Eve. I'm on the Read What You Own challenge at the moment, so I am looking forward to receiving some books as gifts, because they may be the last books I'll see for a few months. Prompt number 6. Snowball. What's the biggest book you've ever read? I think as one story, the biggest I've read so far has been Lord of the Rings, because you add all 3 of those together. Mind you, on that basis, would you put all the Mistborn books together? Because I've read that trilogy and that probably clocks in longer. But I'm going to say Lord of the Rings. But I'm also going to say that is going to change. I'm hopefully doing a buddy read of this following book, but I'm also doing a group read of Remembrance of Things Past, or In Search of Lost Time, or however you want to call it, from Marcel Proust. But I do intend to read 1,000 Nights and One Night. Now, this might not look like the biggest book in the world, but this is only volume 1. So there are 4 of these. It's going to be about 2,500 to 3,000 pages. It's going to take me all year as I read this around reading everything else I want to get done. But by the end of the year, by the end of 2025, this, fingers crossed, it will be the biggest book I've read. Prompt number 7. Wrapping paper. What's your most beat up book? Well, anyone who's watched my bookshelf tour, which at the moment, what are we on? Episode 20? We'll see that I have some books in parlous states of disrepair. So I have too many to choose from. I'm going to give an example. This is the Border Trilogy from Zane Grey. This is about 100 years old. Possibly a little more than 100 years old. And the spine is leaning. The vintage deckled edges are yellowed. It is falling apart a little bit. is spotting and staining on the pages, and it feels fragile, delicate, and that's okay. I'll get a read out of it. I might get 2 reads out of it. I probably won't be taking it in my bag with me on my commute to work. I don't want it to fall apart in transit. And it's not something that's going to have great resale value. But I love an old beat up book. If it's readable, it's fine. Prompt number 8, Christmas lights. What's a book that you own that has many colours on the cover? Again, anyone who's seen my bookshelf tour knows that I've got a lot of old, very colourful science fiction books. Again, there's too many to choose from, but you've seen all those, so I'll go with one that I've not shown on the channel before, one of the art books in the house. This is Surreal Things, a catalogue accompanying the exhibition at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Not only is that a very striking and colourful cover, but all the way through the book, which is obviously lavishly illustrated, it is all very colourful too. So yes, choose an art book for your colour. Prompt number 9, ice skating. What is a book you've read that has a plot that's all over the place? The book I'm choosing is, I don't know if picaresque is the right word for it, because we do follow a story through, but there are so many diversions and cul-de-sacs and flights of fancy. It's Lawrence Stern, The Life and Opinions of Tristram Shandy. Prompt number 10, Christmas tree. What is your favourite character of all time? You can only choose one. I cannot do this. It would change all of the time. I don't think I have a favourite character from the last week. To choose one character as my favourite of all the books I've ever read, I decline to answer this prompt. This might be the first one I've not answered, ever. Prompt number 11, The Star. What's a book you look forward to reading every year? I don't read something every year. I might read an author around this time every year. And, I'd choose Dickens, probably is the prime example of that. But I am not someone who rereads very much anyway. That is not to say that there aren't dozens and dozens of books I would happily sit down and reread. But nagging at the back of my mind every time would be the fact that I'm not using this time to read something new. I am far more likely to think, if I really want to read something, I've got a hankering to reread something, I'll think, what else has that author written that I've not yet read, and probably go for that. And then probably change my mind and read something completely different anyway. There is a 12th prompt to tag other people, which I'm not going to do on this occasion. We are Christmas Eve out of time for seasonal videos. No one has time on Christmas Eve evening to sit down and record a response. So anyone who wants to do this video, consider yourself tagged. I may just add some names onto this at the beginning of December next year and tag people that way. Thank you to Taylor Reed for creating this tag. Thank you to Pat for tagging me. And thank you for the book. And thank you to anyone who's watched this video or any of my videos in this, my first year on booktube. It is highly appreciated. Merry Christmas, or whatever you do, and until next time.